Russia's Sergei Belov. The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame is the ultimate goal for any player who played in the NBA, and being inducted is probably the greatest honor that can be given to any player. When asked, any NBA fan can probably ramble off a long list of players that have been inducted, including Bill Walton, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and Tracy McGrady. However, there are currently 6 players in the Hall of Fame that almost no casual fan could name, and that's because they never played a game in the league. In order of induction, these players are Sergei Belov, Kresimir Kosic, Dino Menahan, Drazen Dalipagic, Oscar Schmidt, and Nikos Galis, and today, we are going to take a look at each of them. Sergei Belov, inducted 1992. Sergei Belov holds the distinction of being the first non-NBA player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The Jerry West of Russia, Belov made the USSR Olympic basketball team a force in the Summer Olympics from 1968 to 1980. Throughout that time, the USSR received 3 bronze medals and they won the gold in 1972. Belov himself was a key player in the 1972 USSR Olympic team that halted the USA's run of 7 straight gold medals. In that year, he would average 14 points a game, including scoring 20 in the championship game against the U.S. While those numbers don't seem to jump off the page, it's important to remember that in 1972 the only Olympic stats that were tracked were points and turnovers, so we don't know how many assists, steals, or rebounds Belov added to those totals. Not to mention that our advanced stats, per, win share, etc., are practically useless with the records we currently have. Belov also had a number of personal accolades to back up his 1992 induction. He is a 2-time EuroLeague champion, a 2-time USSR Cup champion, has won 2 Olympic gold medals, and is an 11-time USSR League champion. In 1980 Olympics, the only year where his stats are even marginally complete, Belov averaged 21 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal per game, over just 8 games. Not much else is known about the 6'2" Russian guard, except for that many in the international community still consider him to be the greatest international player of all time. Belov died at the age of 69, in 2013. Page 2. Kresimir Kosic is a player who, even by today's standards, would have been a terror on the court. The 6'11" Croatian center proved himself to be a headache for many teams during the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Kosic is also the first player on this list to have an American basketball career, playing for 3 years at Brigham Young University. Before attending college at the age of 22, Kosic was already a 2-time Olympic silver medalist, and an Olympic gold medalist. He achieved his first medal, a silver medal in the 1968 Summer Olympics, and he was just 19 years old. Kosic was able to win a gold with Yugoslavia in 1980. However, what's probably an even more impressive feat was Kosic's Yugoslavian team is able to have a 3-1 record against Belov's USSR team, with the only lose coming against the 1972 USSR championship team. In Kosic's 1980 Olympic season, he averaged 9 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 0.4 blocks per game over 8 games, en route to winning the gold medal. Again, not exactly impressive numbers, but we don't know how many minutes he played, and in the 1980 Olympics Kosic was 31 years old. Kosic played for Brigham Young University from 1970 to 1973, and these numbers more accurately represent what he was able to do on the court. Over his college career, Kosic averaged 19 points and 11 rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks were not recorded during this time, on 48% shooting. In his 47 years of life, Kosic was a 2-time Eurobasket MVP, has 2 World Championship gold medals, has 1 Olympic gold medal, and a 5-time Yugoslavian League champion. According to various reports, Kosic was also the first recorded stretch 5, as he was a long-shot threat during his prime as well. Page 3. Another immensely famous international player, Dino Menahan is considered the best Italian player of all time. At 6'9", Menahan is slightly undersized in comparison for the modern NBA center, but judging by the stat set that we have, that didn't seem to affect him too much. Menahan played in 4 Olympic series, and we have the complete stats for his 76, 80, and 84 games. Over those 3 years, he averaged 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal per game. In 1980, Menahan would lead the Italian national team to their only Olympic medal during his career, when they won silver after falling to Kosic's Yugoslavian team in the finals. In that game, presumably going up against Kosic, Menahan recorded 12 points, 2 steals, and 4 assists. That year was the closest Menahan would come to winning an Olympic gold medal. Menahan didn't have a career without accolades, however. In 1991, he was named the greatest player in European history. He also won 7 EuroLeague championships and he was 3-time European Player of the Year. Menahan also holds the distinction for championships in the same year, 3 different times. In 1970, 1973, and 1987 Menahan won the national playoffs, the Italy Cup, the European Championship, and the Intercontinental Cup. Menahan had one of the most historic European careers ever, spanning from when he was 16 to age 44. Page 4. Forever great center, you'll find a great perimeter player by his side. And, on the Yugoslavian national team, Drazen Dalipagic was the perimeter player to Kosic's post play. Dalipagic was not just some role player though, he is often considered the greatest scorer in European history. Dalipagic played with the Yugoslavian Olympic team in 1976, 1980, and 1984, and he won an Olympic medal in each one of those years. In 1976, Yugoslavia won silver, in 1980 they won gold, and in 1984 they won bronze. During Yugoslavia's 1980 gold medal team, Dalipagic averaged 24 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal a game. Over his Olympic career, Dalipagic averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal a game. Did this all in just 21 games. During his EuroLeague career, Dalipagic was regarded as one of the best players in the league. His career began at age 19, and he ended up playing for 7 different EuroLeague teams. He was a 3-time Player of the Year, and he won the World Championship 3 times. Dalipagic averaged 33 points per game and had 15 games where he scored 50 points. His career high in points scored is 70. Dalipagic is considered one of the most decorated athletes in Yugoslavian history. Page 5. Oscar Schmidt, full name Oscar Daniel Bizarro Schmidt, it is one of the most accomplished Olympic players to never win a medal. Often called the Brazilian Larry Bird, Schmidt is widely considered the best scorer in international history. Schmidt played in 5 straight Olympic Games for the Brazilian national team from 1980 to 1996. During those years, Brazil only had a WL record above .500 twice, in 1980 when they went 4-3 and in 1988 when they went 5-3. However, Schmidt was the runaway leader. Over his Olympic career, Schmidt recorded 210 rebounds, 44 steals, and 1,093 points over just 38 games. He would average 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal a game. Schmidt's best Olympic year came in 1988, when he averaged 42 points and 7 rebounds. His best game would come in the same year, when Brazil faced Spain in the 5th round in the 1988 Summer Olympics. Schmidt recorded 55 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Schmidt's prolific scoring gave him the all-time leading scorer role in Olympic history, a distinction that he holds to this day. Schmidt's career did not just stop and start with the Olympics either. Schmidt would be an 8-time Brazilian league top scorer over his career with 8 different teams. He won 3 gold and 3 silvers in South American Championship competition. Standing as a 6'9" small forward, Schmidt seems to fit the mold of that position-less guard-forward combo that players like Giannis Antetokounmpo are made of today. Page 6. We've covered Nick Gallas before here. Even now, a few years later, he is considered to be the best player in all of Greek history. Gallas is a unique player on this list for a few different reasons. First, he was born in the States. Gallas was born in New Jersey to two Greek immigrants in 1957. Another reason is because Gallas is the only player on the list to never play in an Olympic game, probably due to the fact that he would have needed to play with the American national team, and nobody in America was aware of him during his career. The final reason that Gallas is unique to this list is that he is the only player with a wealth of information on him, that is, so much as you don't care about his stats after college. There's a little bit of information on his stats in the EuroLeague, but they are few and far between. Gallas played for 4 seasons with Seton Hall University while in college. There, he was able to average 15 points, 1 steal, and 3 assists a game, while shooting at a clip of .500. These numbers seem low, however Gallas only averaged 16 minutes and started in 2 games in his freshman season. After his graduation in 1979, Gallas signed up for the NBA draft, and he was drafted by the Boston Celtics. However, Red Auerbach would fail to sign him, something which he later called the biggest mistake of my career. Instead of going to the NBA, Gallas would sign with Aris in Greece, where he stayed for 13 of his 16 FIBA seasons. Over the course of his career, Gallas' highest scoring average would be 44 points per game, and he would average 33 points a game on just 22 games a season. Gallas would be a 4-time leading Eurobasket scorer, and would win gold and silver in the Eurobasket Championship. In 2007, Gallas would be inducted into the FIBA Hall of Fame.